What it do, ladies and gentlemen? We're here with the Sun in Pisces getting ready to conjunct Neptune in Pisces. And I have some notes already. I'm going to be giving a little bit of insight from this book. It's one of my favorite interpretation type books, I have some highlighted notes about the Sun in Pisces, or just in general, the Sun conjunct Neptune and what that means. And a lot of it has to do with our beliefs, a lot of it has to do with our Father, and how our Father may or may not have shaped our spiritual practices or our willingness to obtain and actually practice any form of spiritual practice. So today we're going to do some for each house. So I want you to write in the chat, if you're in this, what house is your Pisces? Are you Pisces 9th house? Is your Pisces in the 5th house? Is your Pisces in the 2nd house? Because today we're going to give a spiritual practice for each one of those houses. And I do find this important because I remember myself, like, at a point in my life, I was like, what are spiritual practices? Like, I just didn't know. And the irony is they are actually so much simpler than the word spirit. You know, sometimes spirit makes it feel like it's this woo-woo, but it's like, no, it's actually like very real world application. So you have anything you want to give as a little intro on spiritual practices?
I mean, I think that you just said it all. It's just about finding the one that's right for you, not getting bombarded by these people. Because I feel that we're so drawn into social media these days that we see somebody and it's like, this is my typical morning. And they have like a 3-hour morning where they do yoga, meditation, they pull cards, they put incense, they do a lot of things. And it's like, it's not really necessary to go all those lengths. Like, if that's something that you can do and that you feel good doing, then go for it. But something as easy or simple as like waking up, breathing 5 minutes and going on with your day, that is a spiritual practice, just as it is.
Yeah. And so I find what she said is actually really, really important because I actually am one of those 3-hour, 2-hour long spiritual practice people. So I don't know if you were giving me some personal attacks in that moment.
No. I wasn't even thinking about you, but you're right. Like, I just thought, I was like, yeah, he does take his time, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking about you.
I really am one of those people. And the reason why I feel like it was important to like pause and like reflect on that is I didn't start that way. You know, at this point in my life, like, it's been 10 plus years of doing and building these practices. So I was doing spiritual practices before I knew they were spiritual practices. And this is something that I find is just important to understand. That the key word was building. I built that up over time. I built that up over stress. I built that up over misaligned energy and chakras. I built that up over trauma and depression being recognized and becoming aware of these different traumas, becoming aware of these things holding me back, becoming aware of the things not allowing me to manifest, keeping me blocked, right? And so that was over brick by brick, adding one in, and eventually it became this 2-3 hour practice. But the key I want to remind everybody, and we're going to give some examples of spiritual practices today, is that it built there. It doesn't start there. The best thing I find is you have to, in my personal opinion, focus on just one spiritual routine in the beginning and nothing else. When you try to implement, I find 2, 3, even 4, even just 2, it gets overwhelming. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the Sun conjunct Neptune. You want to give them a little announcement, and we give them a little about the sacred innovators, and then we give them a little review, and then I'll give them a note from here.
Sure. So we're like 1 week, 1 day away from starting the Sacred Innovator reality. This is the 8-week program where we help other entrepreneurs to just start going into the life that you want, manifesting the life of your dreams. And actually, this is one part of the things that we will be doing for the Sacred Innovators. We're going to go into the routines because this is what helps us sometimes when, and this has happened, maybe you can talk about it later, of like, we start day and then we're just confused. We don't know what to do. And the routine, as it is something that we already built and that we know that it works, how it works, and how we feel afterwards, it helps us to get on with the day. And it is something that we actually want you to do for yourself too. So this is something that we will be going into Pernell's week when we go into the Sacred Innovators.
Week 1? No, that's like week 5.
No, yeah.
That's like week 5. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, you still can join. You have 1 week to join. I think the link is on the description in either video where you're looking at is in the description. So just go to that link, fill the survey, and just talk to us.
Bang.
So you see me, remember to apply. The sooner you do it, the better, and we'll be waiting for you.
Cool. All right. So, like I said, we're going to give a forecast for houses 1 through 12. So, if you're in the chat, I want you to drop what house yours is in, and that would help me know, okay, because you're here, because you're live with us, we'll give you a little extra attention on some spiritual routines that will fit that house. So, I'm talking specifically Pisces. If you want to do a little extra, add the planet that you have Pisces in, because it'll give me an extra little filter of understanding, like, okay, boom, sun in the 6th house, I got a little bit more insight on how to shape a spiritual practice for you. Otherwise, the house alone will do it if you don't have any planets. So here's some underlying little mini notes so you better understand this sun conjuncting Neptune, which is happening on the 17th of March, 2024. And I found this important because the sun is what brings realizations and consciousness to the barriers that exist and helping us find ways to remove those barriers through our belief and through our faith. Not belief and faith from Neptune, belief and faith from the sun, okay? The sun is about the belief in ourselves and how we respect ourselves, how we act with our ambitions with pure confidence or not. And so the sun in Pisces is not naturally a highly confident sign, so you would think. But the reality is the Pisces sun rules the 9th house, and that is a strong belief. But it all is shaped from your father or who you consider a father figure. So this can simply be you watching MTV, BET, or some award show, or anything when you were a kid at some critical point who became your father figure, right? This could have been you thinking Usher or Michael Jackson. Plenty of people feel Michael Jackson was their father figure. Plenty of people may look at Barack Obama as the father figure. The thing is, it's up to you. But the father figure is the father figure. But a lot of times, this will be your actual father or the guardian who is a male. So that could be your grandpa. Plenty of people have been raised by their grandpa and not their actual father. So with that said, that's the little thing. The whole thing behind this is, am I real? So this is one of the first things that happens with a Sun-Neptune conjunction, that your spirit practices can help you ground into what is real and what is not. So one of the things that happen is, am I real, right? And if it looks at the primary fact is to dissolve the attachment to what is concrete and understand what and how do you sense your own identity is actually unreal. Because when you look at Neptune, this kind of energy is one of the most spiritual placements you can be in. That's getting really dark, right?
Yeah, but it's also dark outside, so
because
it's
of
like
that?
adjusting.
Okay, because I was like, dang, my screen getting dark as hell. Okay, so this conjunction is really asking, like, am I real? So make sure you stick around, drop in the chat what house your Pisces is in, because it's going to matter. I'm going to give you a forecast and some spiritual practice for it. Okay, next, one of the next things is trying to hang on to a certain sense of personal pride or self-esteem, right? And the stronger the experience of your identity, the greater that sensation of how unreal you might actually feel. One of the things I liked about this, we talk spiritual practice, spirituality, we're talking Buddhism, for example. And so in this example, it's about Buddhism teaching you that the sense of your identity arises from a constant process of self-creation, moment by moment. And that's what Buddhism teaches you, okay? Buddhism itself can be part of that father figure. Now, whereby the forces of a person's karma creates an ongoing energy. So what you do, this is the sun, how you assert yourself, what you do, how you do it, whether it's with confidence, whether it's doing it with a self-victim based mentality, is going to affect your karma. So understand that your spirit practice is one of the things that can help you manage this, all right? The last two notes I have here, and again, this is from, let's get this guy's name, Adrian Ross Duncan. Okay, it's the transformation and empowerment forms of astrology. This is about client-based type reading. And so that said, the next two, no, that's not as important. There was one that was important that I found, I did highlight. Okay, while idealizing the father, the child may form the perception that the father is the victim of the outer world or misunderstood in some way. This is Sun conjunct Neptune as an aspect. It is usual for the father and child to collude in blaming the mother for feelings, the mother for unfeeling behaviors. Okay? So literally, if you have this Sun conjunct Neptune aspect, it's looking at mom, you and your dad, as she's the reason why X, Y, and Z is not real. She's the reason why I'm not confident. She's the reason why I have a low self-esteem. She's the reason why I don't invest in my spiritual practices. She's the reason why I don't have a routine. And so if you have this aspect, you gotta be very careful, because a lot of times it's idealizing the father as if he's all good. And it's understanding that the father has nothing bad about him. And this is a huge misunderstanding that, again, like this perception puts both of you and the father in a victim role based off of how the outer world views what's good about you. So that's all I'm going to focus on right now. The last thing it says that's cathartic for this, if you are having this aspect, or everybody going through this transit right now, what's cathartic for these people is to admit that the individual they project themselves to be is empty and meaningless, and that people will see through their act. So again, the act, this is Neptune, this is Hollywood. You projecting to be somebody that you know you're not, eventually people will see through that. And I had a family member call me up recently about a relative who actually passed along, and we realized, wow, this person wasn't really living the life that they said and claimed and showed that they were living. And it looked like they were living a Hollywood lifestyle. But when we looked at it, this person was really much struggling. So this is just an overall boom, 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 okay? Let us know what you're thinking and feeling. You look like you're glowing, both of you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Drop your Pisces house, okay? For those of you watching, those of you comment, thank you for hitting the thumbs up and the likes button, all right? Do remember we have our 8-week reality starting next Saturday, week 1. So this is really, really exciting, all right? I thank you for being here. Let's give you the forecast for the first house. It's not that. Okay, hey, what's up? I see you. I see you. Appreciate you. We love you too. Oh, I do hear it. Awesome. Okay, Pisces first house. One of your spirit routines. Okay, how do you want to do this? Do you want to pull a card first? Or you want to pull a card after?
After.
After? Okay. So when I think about Pisces in the first house, first thing first, first house is always about what you do when you first rise. Okay, so if I give a spiritual routine for Pisces in the first house, the first thing I'm thinking right now is look in the mirror. Literally look in the mirror and ask yourself, what's my emotional state? Literally, like
for a Pisces.
As a Pisces,
that's a very hard question.
So it could be a hard question, but what makes it simple? And she's the master of scrying and things of water magic. So we did a water magic. Looking in the mirror is a form of scrying.
Sure.
Miss Pisces, what? What do you say? She said, sure. And this is what Pisces may not want to do, but this is the reality. This is one of, for you to understand this Sun conjunct Pisces we just talked about. If you are projecting onto other people, it means you're not fully and accurately seeing yourself for yourself. But when you look in the mirror and you stare at your eyes and you really see what's true about your soul, this within itself is a spiritual practice that is very different than brushing teeth in the mirror and you're just looking at your teeth, or you're looking at your cavities, or you're looking at your plaque, X, Y, and Z. That's not you looking at the window. So when I say this, I mean look through your own eyes in the mirror and ask yourself, how am I feeling this morning? Okay? And if it's not that, and that's something that you feel might actually disempower you in spiritual practice, ask yourself something more empowering as for, what makes me light up today? What will light me up today? What's one action I can do today as I look in the mirror? What's one action I can do today that will bring me tremendous joy? And so if you find yourself afraid of actually digging deep into your own emotions and introspecting, then take the opposite approach and instead manifest from a spiritual routine practice the positive form of what will empower me and bring me tremendous joy. All right, so what we have for this, because we're going to pull little cards for her. She's going to pull a card based off of that. What you got for us before I move to the second house?
So for Pisces first house, I got, this is a mantra deck. So this is aligning with what we're going to do in the morning. So this is a mantra for you. Like that on itself is a spiritual practice, like saying a mantra. So this is for Pisces first house. I am willing to see beyond my beliefs, ideas, and conclusions. This card is called Activating the Third Eye, which seems like really fitting for a Pisces first house. And again, it has a lot to do with this thing that we were talking about of looking ourselves in the mirrors and just looking at our souls, like taking a good deep look at our emotional state as we rise.
Thank you. I tell people I do see them on IG. I gotta close this though, and I'm gonna get them on my phone because that's gonna die eventually. So I heard nothing you said because I was busy.
Like a baby.
Like a baby. Okay. So I do see some of y'all on IG. Your comments don't show up on my screen here. All right. But what's that right there? I am willing to see myself beyond my beliefs and my ideas and conclusions. Wow, that's like spot on point.
Yeah, and I'm just showing you because these things are just really cute, and I do feel like looking at the images of the cards does have like an impact, even if we don't fully understand it, or even if we don't say the full mantras. I'm gonna be showing you this.
Cool. It doesn't allow me to see myself live. Can you do it from your phone? I'm gonna move to Pisces second house. I did see somebody had a Pisces fourth house. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and likes button on this YouTube video. Okay. Go to IG. There were some comments, but I can't see them from my IG on my own phone. Okay, here we go. So, Pisces in the second house. Spirit routine for you. First off, I want you to just say, I remove all blocks. Can you see it up at the top of the screen? I remove all blocks. I remove all blocks. If you want to make that more potent, second house Pisces, when you're doing your affirmations, I want you to touch your heart.
Oh, moon in Pisces.
Okay, we got a moon in Pisces?
Yeah, but I don't know if there's anything else.
Yeah, because
I
just came in,
I
right?
can only see
That's
moon in
fine.
Pisces. So if you
Drop your
posted
moon in
something
Pisces.
else?
Drop your moon in Pisces house. Drop the house of your moon in Pisces.
Yeah, whoever is watching from Instagram, they might want to send the message again because I can only see that one.
Or just come over to YouTube and we can see it right away. So for Pisces in the second house, we have you right here. Thank you for the timestamp. Pisces second house, this is about the physical body. Okay, so when you're manifesting, you got to manifest and work through the fixed, stuck, sticky, non-movable things in your physical body. So one of the ways I find that you can work through to your heart space, it's through your heart space, excuse me. So if you look at the palms, can you hold this for a second? So if you look at the palms right here, for everybody, these are access points, okay? These are access points. Energy can come through this point here. So Aileen loves to do this technique where you go ahead and you generate energy. And sometimes if you don't feel it right away, like I already feel it, but sometimes if you don't, you can kind of like separate it and you'll feel the electricity is in the spark kind of moving between.
Well, actually, if you don't feel it, I just rub it. Like rub both of my hands
Create
first.
the heat.
Yeah, and then when I do this, it's actually to make it feel bigger.
I'm like smiling because I feel it immediately. I'm just like, I just go boom, energy. So you hear her, you could just go ahead, you can rub your hands together. So again, what are we doing, right? You have an earth house. That within itself, you're not creating warmth. Warmth can equate to, in this instance, fire. My point is, when you're manifesting, when you're doing things spirit practice-wise, on the second house of Pisces, you have to create a physical sensation, okay? So when I rub my hands, there is a physical sensation, step one. So even if I do this and I come my hands together, there's an electrical sensation that creates sparks in my hands. But from there, I just wanted to let you know that these are entry points of energy. Okay, so this can help generate and spark and initiate energy. And then from there, when you're looking at a spirit routine, one of the ones you can do best is go ahead and put your hand on your heart. Because the moment you put your hand on your heart, what you do is you bring attention to your physical body and to your heart, right? So if I'm just saying affirmations, but I'm just saying affirmations and I'm just like, la, 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 I'm focusing my mind on the affirmation itself. But that's not enough because the mind is too fluid. Especially when you consider Pisces, right? The mind is just too fluid. But once you touch your heart, once you touch anything on your body, once you touch anything with your hands, especially from this point, okay? This can kind of go for Gemini third house as well. But once you touch your heart, you're now bringing the energy and the attention to your heart. So anything you say from here, it becomes that much more potent, okay? Other than that, for you, Pisces, in the second house, yoga is going to be one of the major, because anything stuck in your body, I'm thinking a plow pose, for example. I'm not going to get up and do a plow pose right now, but if you're laying on your back and you fold your body in half, everybody know the plow? You think that's it's pretty obvious, a plow?
Second house, Pisces.
The plow pose?
Yeah.
Is this second house Pisces right now? Okay. I'm going to have to just do the plow for you. Because this is actually amazing, okay? Go ahead. You can show them me. Just turn the iPad. Oh.
Boom. So tell them, this is the neck.
Yeah, right. You just fold yourself up like that.
Thank you. So I told you I was going to show you real things. We're gonna do. I'm showing y'all some real life techniques. Now, the reason why that plow pose is going to be for you as a spiritual routine, you can literally wake up, or even before you go to bed, and just get yourself in that position and do that pose. Why? Because the second house is also representing the neck, and the neck gets really tight. It holds a lot of tension. So that pose by itself and just breathing and bringing your breath to the neck, to that area, is already going to activate you. So what they got for the card?
So for Pisces second house, we have only my beliefs are in my way. Discard deconstructing doubt.
I do aerial arts. Will that give me the shapes and movement I need to be more static as poses? Absolutely. I mean, I actually seen your art form on the aerial arts the other day, and I can attest that. I mean, you're moving muscles in the body that things that are stiff. Because second house is a very stiff house. I do want to see what was her name? Star stuff. I do want to see you do I do want to see you drop your Pisces house, because then I can be more accurate. Like, what house is your Pisces? What's your rising sign? That can help me find your house. That will help us be a little more accurate, okay, on what I'm saying. But as for the aerial arts, I seen it on your profile. 1000%. You're moving your body. You're working so many different muscles. It's going to automatically work. Somehow, some way, you're going to do what you need to do.
Yeah, just regarding the more static-ish poses, like it all depends on the intention, because I have noticed that I like doing static poses a lot more than I like doing like actual movement. And I've noticed like the exact opposite, like you do like more fluid movements, and it just depends on the intention that you have, because I've seen like yoga with intention, and for example, if you do some hip stretching and it's like to release any trauma that could be from the sexual chakra, like the static is going to help you to unlock it, and the static is like a meditation in itself. So it all just depends on the intention. It's not that one is better than the other. Nope. It just depends on what are you going to do, and what is your focus. I feel like when you do more movements and it's about the flow of letting everything else go away from your body and move, you know how this somatic movements.
Yep.
So it depends on that. But I mean, like doing the aerial, I imagine that both of those forms are going to be easy to do for you.
1000%. 1000% dope with a combo of yin. Yes, yin yang. You always got to balance the heat and the cool, always. So that said, remember, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the Sacred Innovators.
Oh, so she's in second house.
She's second house. Oh, look at that. Spot on. Awesome. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the Sacred Innovators coming. When we do the sacred routines, we're not going to only stick to Pisces in all the houses. We're just doing that today because we're talking to the internet, right? But when you're coming into the actual Sacred Innovators for the 8-week reality, we're gonna have your individual astrology chart, and we're gonna help you out shape your spirit routines. And it's gonna, especially if you're entrepreneurs, that structure is necessary. Okay, here we go. So third house Pisces. Now, what she kind of just said. So I do have a good amount of Gemini energy within me, right? And this is where for Gemini, the mind is way too fluid. It's air. And it cannot be trapped, right? And so this is where Qigong, Tai Chi, these are the things. So I'm getting ready to give them a little spirit practice. Here we go. Okay. For you, bring it a little closer for me. For you, thank you. For you, Gemini, or for third house in the Pisces, anything again with your hands, with your arms, these are your manifestation points. This is how you bring the non-corporal into the physical reality. This is how you bring dreams into the physical reality. Dreams being Pisces, for example, into the physical reality. All right. So anything you do with your hands, right? This can be simply bringing back this, or let's say we do the heat again, just to kind of rapidly quicken it up. And then you can simply have the intention. I do this a lot, actually. When I'm thinking way too much, energy here, and then I let it enter in through the ears. The ears is another one of these entry points. And so right now, I can just simply, as a spirit morning practice, as I do this in bed, I'll tell you the ones I do in bed in a second. You can just say, boom, this is my spirit practice. And you can use this energy with any intention and say, my mind is calm and I am safe.
I allow my thoughts to stay fluid, never trapped in my physical body. So right now, like I already just felt my jaw relax. You hear a different tone in my voice, third house,
Yeah,
our
the
speech.
energy, I don't know if you can feel it like through the internet, but here it was like a.
Yeah. like immediately. It just happens that fast. Notice my entire tone.
No.
My entire tone. Third house is the tone. And when you speak calmly in your manifestation process, it shows your courage to the divine, to the universe. So when you manifest from a calm nervous system, you're able to release sorrows, griefs, sadness, and anything that's stuck and trapped. And then when you manifest under that pretense, the universe goes, she's ready. He's ready.
Can I just make a suggestion?
Please.
There's this meditation that I like a lot. I actually used to do it in a quarantine, and it works. I am a Gemini rising. So everything that has to do with hands, I always feel like I have to do something with my hands in order for my mind to calm down. So it works for me to do like knitting or coloring or like doing jewelry. But in this specific situation for spirit routine, there's this meditation that I loved. It's called Satanama, and you go with your fingers like the it was I just loved it. Like you do it singing, then you do it in a whisper, then you do it in your mind, then you do it like strong, and you play with your fingers, so you do like sa ta na ma, and you just go over and over. Like honestly, I found it on Spotify. You just put the record and it guides you. Like it tells you when to do it softly, when to do it strongly, and you can research it because it means like a lot more. I just don't want to take a lot of time in this, but like if you can and you're a Pisces third house, look it up. Or a Gemini or Gemini rising something, I guarantee that you're gonna love it.
Thank you. So for those of you asking on IG, just look up my name, PernellBobby, on YouTube, and you'll see this live. All right. And you'll be able to join us right here in this chat, because I can see the chat right here from Facebook, from YouTube, LinkedIn. Instagram is the only one. They're like, we not, we don't want to share. Okay. So where we at now? We're at Pisces fourth house. Oh yeah, my bad. Okay, third house. You get a card, third house. Third house, you get a card. Ooh, third house is exactly what it always is. You gotta always calm the mind with the third. Yeah, it went all the way under. Yeah, third house be that way. Okay, what we got? What we got? Bet. Okay, I'm not sure my planner's house is. Just go to astroseek.com and type your horoscope. You need to know your birth time. Okay, so for third house, we have.
I felt a wire, but I didn't know what it was. So we have rewiring the nervous system.
Didn't I just say that?
Like, I find strength in surviving my traumas. So this is a powerful mantra for you all.
Especially because traumas is a part of what is coming to an end on this sun conjunct Neptune. Pisces is the end of our karmas. Okay, we have an opportunity. Now, Pisces can just as easily run away and decide, I'm not going to end this karmic cycle, this karmic trauma. It could just decide, I'm not doing it, I'm not ready. And understand that there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually perfectly fine. There's great strength in understanding and respecting where you are in your personal journey and deciding, I'm not done with this cycle, I'm not going to end it ahead of time. Because you'll reincarnate 6 lives later, 15 lives later, and have to redo it anyways. So it's okay to say, I'm not ready. All right. So let's move now to Pisces fourth house. You got a timestamp on that? Yes. On the fourth? Thank you. 3002. So Pisces in the fourth house. This is water on water. So this is the first water that we have of today. The simplicity is meditate. I can't even stunt and if it's not meditation, it's about reclusion. When you look at spirit routine for the fourth house, the main thing is about privacy. Okay. The main thing is privacy. So routine based, you will benefit tremendously of having a set time Okay, 5 in the morning every day, I'm going to be by myself because I got kids, I got a dog, and everybody's up, moving, cranking. And 5 a.m. is the only time I have to be at peace with myself. Or maybe you're somebody different. Okay, I get a lunch break at 12 noon. And then from 12 to 1 p.m., I don't touch my phone on my lunch break. That's the only time I have. Fourth house, your spirit routine, you have to almost plan, when will I be alone? When will I be by myself? When will I be recluse? Because in that time frame, the fourth house is asking you to introspect. It's asking you to feel into what you're feeling, mostly so that you can better understand the difference in feelings of other people outside of you. And that's what the fourth house is about with this Pisces. This is a very private, lonely, even sometimes house. This is a very isolated energy. I actually have a Pisces fourth house. And I could tell you, like, my childhood, I basically never went around family. It just wasn't my due. When everybody got in the car to go to family, I was like, I'm staying home.
Overwhelming.
It's super overwhelming. This is a very sensitive, overwhelming house. And so, like, when that time came, I just always stayed home. I didn't. Fourth house, it's about especially taking time away from family. You must find, if you live in a very chaotic family environment, or just where it's always overbearing and in your face somehow, some way, they always want you to do things, you must take an intentional time away for yourself. That is the main spirit routine. The thing I find with this is you have to think, when will I have this daily? What's the reason? And that might change because, again, Pisces is a changeable energy. So that might be 5 in the morning on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But on Thursdays and Saturdays, it's actually at 12 to 1. And then on Saturday and then Sunday and Wednesday is actually from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But as long as you get the chance to understand that those are your times, then from there you block it off. And it actually doesn't matter what you do during that time, as long as it's your individual time. That can be reading a book. That could be sitting in silence and doing nothing and looking at a lake. Anything with water, any retreat towards water.
Like a bath, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
It makes me think of taking a bath, like closed doors, nobody is entering, like my own little time.
Yeah. Take a bath, put some crystals and rose quartz in the water with you. Put some essential waters. Put some essential oils in the water because the water is essential to you. So Pisces in the fourth house, spirit routine. It's just about carving that time out and then finding a source of water to help you cleanse, to help you amplify your spiritual prowess and intuition, because you're tremendously sensitive, and that water will help actually block out the extra energies that are not for you. So that's what I have for Pisces in the fourth house. Let me see if I have anybody in here in the fourth house Pisces, and then I'm going to move to the fifth house of Pisces right about now. And again, remember, drop your house, drop your planet that you have. Thank you. Pisces in the fourth. And she's going to pull a card for you now. So while she pulls that card.
Stuck in water. Oh, okay. Damn, for for you, Cancer. I mean, Pisces fourth house. It's the card is called Processing Grief, and the mantra is my losses. My losses prove how deeply I loved. So it just allows me to go a little bit deeper into saying that use this seclusion time to actually process the emotions that you weren't able to process when you're around other people. Now that you actually have the time to know which ones are actually yours, just go through the deepest, the saddest, the ones that you don't want to face.
Mm-hmm. Facts. So, ladies and gents, what I'm going to do is give you a little break. Remember that we have next Saturday starting day 1 of the 8-week Sacred Reality, where we're taking it entrepreneurs who want to go ahead and do. This is just one of the weeks that we'll make very personal for you. You can give us a timestamp for the fight. Man, I get so excited. That was the retreat we did here in Guadalajara, Mexico. We're looking to run another retreat this year, 2024, intimacy retreat on the rise. Bang, 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 boom, boom. So beyond that, and first and foremost, we have this 8 weeks coming up. And mind you, we always run an 8-week online program before or after a retreat. And this is the follow-up. So if you're interested, fill out the application and we're going to move into Pisces 5th house. All right. So Pisces 5th, spirit routine for you, art. One of the best things you can do is become consciously aware that you are here to respect your own art and become tremendously obsessed and even fixated on your art practices as a form of retreat into your own psyche. So when you are creating art, whether it's via painting, whether it's singing, whether it's singing, whether it's painting, whether it's playing an instrument, whatever it is, it's about carving out that art time. Okay. When you look at spirit routine, I know art isn't always the most well-respected thing to carve out time for. And I find that for me, for example, I have a Pisces 5th house as well, right? I said 4th house, 5th house. When I look at the 5th house, it's about my Mondays, for example. On Mondays, I don't work. On Mondays, I've learned to not open my computer. I've learned that this is my isolated time. And this is the time where the other day, like I started doing like, what's it called? Molding pots. Like, so the pots that you kind of mold and carve out, like I just started painting the pots itself. This is the days that I spend more time doing extra care for my plants, right? On my Mondays. And so for me, like gardening is a part of an art form. So I do the extra fertilizer, I do the extra water. I spend a lot of extra time on just what and how can I artistically express myself today. And with the 5th house, this is another spirit practice. Anything that you can do that you feel you respect yourself and your time. So I'm an entrepreneur. 5th house is the house of entrepreneurs, right? I am an entrepreneur. And so it's about actually even taking time to just strengthen your belief in your creative projects that you've already created, right? Spirit routine. This could be literally like create that last little video y'all saw of the like Aileen and myself, we created that, and like putting that video together, that can be within itself a spirit routine, something that actually encourages and nourishes your spirit. Even though that is something that we're using as a promotion, for example, it only brought me a tremendous amount of power, passion, and joy. Yeah, right?
Watch it like 3 times, 4 times. I like it again.
Yeah, again. Like it. So anything that energizes you can be an actual spirit routine, right? But for me, I find art is the main one. But maybe we have somebody in the chat. Nope, nobody there. So what do you have for us?
So I have. Oh, I just want to make like the little mention of it all should be with intention, because this house, the house of Leo, I feel like it's very easy to get carried over and be like, my art has to be perfect. Like my art is for myself to shine. I know it's actually just about the transmutation of emotions. Like it used to happen to me, and it was like, it's a very different when I sing for myself, like for people to see me as a star, or just me focusing on being the best and hitting every note perfectly, versus when I sing with emotion, versus when I sing with intention. So just throwing it out there. If it's something that interests you, it's actually a service that I have to transmute emotions through the singing, and it's really super powerful. Super powerful.
Talk about it.
Well, yeah, that's it. Like you choose a song, whichever song, it doesn't really matter, because whatever comes to your mind or heart first is because there's something that is connecting you energetically to that song, and we work through it in a way that you can release. You open your voice. It, like, if you can talk, you can sing. Like I hear that all the time, like, well, I would, but I'm not a singer, or I don't sing really good. And it's like, well, that's a myth. Like everybody can talk, they can't sing. So yeah, it's just a journey to connect with the sound, connect with intention, connect with emotions, and transform them into something beautiful.
Right. Boom. Ooh.
Oh yeah, look at this one.
Active.
The mystifying the darkness And it says, my shadow shows me where my love needs to be sent.
Where my love needs to be sent. And I'm telling you right now, considering this Sun conjunct Neptune, okay, Sun in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, the love likely needs to be sent on bringing consciousness, bringing light, bringing vitality to the full truth, okay, the light and the dark of your father figures and how they have impacted your belief system somehow, some way. Bring light to that, demystify it all right? Now, we have Pisces in the 6th. Thank you for the timestamp. Pisces in the 6th. Spiritual routine for you. Now, you are less likely able to be loose with your spirit routines and practices. Now, what I mean by that is the house of routines would either be 2nd house or it would be 6th house. Okay. And 6th house is where these routines are going to go through a constant evolutionary polishing. Okay. A constant evolutionary polishing. When you have Pisces in the 6th house, you are one of the most masterful manifestors that actually exist on the planet. It just is what it is. Yet, and simultaneously, because of that much power and how potent what I just said is also that difficult for you because you always want to change. It's still going? You always want to change and you always need to change your routine. Staying completely dutiful to the same spiritual routine is not going to work for you. It's about fault finding, again, in your ego of where is this routine that I'm creating actually not in alignment with what matters to me, but because I was somehow either in service to someone else or I had the projections of somebody else's mental processes in my head. So when you look at spirit routines for the 6th house, you, in my personal opinion, you have to do it more daily because Pisces is a mutable water energy. And when you have the 6th house Pisces, for example, you're the one where every day, okay, like you don't really get to do so well when you do, okay, well, today, not tomorrow, 2 days from now, not 3 days from now, 1 day from, you're like, no, you're the 6 a.m., you're the 5 a.m., you're the whatever, you could do it later. You're the 9 a.m., the time doesn't matter, but 9 a.m. every day, even if you're changing what the routine is. So 9 a.m. on Monday, I do Qigong. 9 a.m. on Tuesday, I do art therapy. 9 a.m. on Wednesday, speaking Mercury day, I'm going to do the singing. 9 a.m. on, and so if it keeps changing, that's perfectly fine. The key thing with this for you is it will change. And that means that it might even change from 9 a.m. So you have to also allow yourself the freedom where you might do 9 a.m. and then 10 a.m. and then 6 a.m. and then 12 noon. That might happen for a little while in the beginning. And it's about being kind and compassionate with yourself with your spiritual routines. Okay. But for you, I do find stillness is beautiful because you're immutable. So you always want to move. So for you, having an actual 5-minute meditation, if you have difficulties meditating, having a 5-minute meditation, and if you have difficulty meditating, look at the water. Literally look at a running water system. So in your home, because
Like a fountain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Put a fountain in your home. This is the kind of thing where like you get one of them little things that it reloops and recycles water, right?
That's cool.
Boom. And just stare at it with your eyes, stare at the water in the fountain, and then meditate like that without closing your eyes if you find it difficult to close your eyes. Or like right now I have a diffuser that's going over there. I see the mist, I see the smoke. This is also linked to Pisces, Neptune. This is mist.
It could be cool. One of those there's like these incense fountains too.
Yeah.
Where like they do look like waterfalls. You put the little cone on the top and they start doing like all this flowing. So it is kind of looking at water, but you're actually looking at the smoke, and it brings like the aroma. I feel like that could be a and I thought,
No, I hear you, especially when you say aroma, because 6th house is now a physical sense house. It's earth, right? So you have something like that. That's part routine. Routine, wake up, light an incense. Why? Because incense help you connect with the gods, with the divinity. It allows you to get messages from your angels. It allows you to get messages from your guardians. Okay? It allows you to get message from whoever the hell is trying to send you a message. But it helps you be more receptive with the smoke. And so again, even if it's a diffuser, like right now I'm looking over there and I see a plant, and then I see the smoke coming from the diffuser. So I can sit here and just, boom, right here. This is me, a simple mudra connecting to the fire. You can connect to the earth. You can connect to the whatever. You pick your finger. They all have different. And I'm just staring at the diffuser. And that could be as simple. It could be as simple as that as your meditation without having to try to have a thought. All right. So That's what we have for you. What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh, yeah, my bad. We're gonna give you a card. Sixth house.
Yeah, ladies,
My
make
bad.
another card.
The sound of the water is very soothing. Absolutely, man. Minty. Adding a fountain is a great idea. Absolutely. Yeah. Fountain is amazing. The song Royal Lord was trapped in my head for 2 days. I'm not familiar with that song. What's up, Black Digital Nomad? All
So
right, here we go.
Here, the card is called Untangling Neglect. So, like, I take the time to give myself all the approval that I desire. And I feel that this is very powerful, being a sixth house that is constantly looking for approval from everybody else, trying to do everything perfect. And this card is precisely about, like, I am the one that matters. Like, I am the one that's going to give myself the approval.
Yeah. So when I hear that, it's about not getting stuck in servitude, right? Service versus servitude is very different. Servitude is like, now you're a slave to giving to other people, looking for appreciation from them that you're never going to get. So this is what your spiritual routine will do. So remember, do check out our 8-week online course, because we're going to be able to look at your own natal chart individually, specifically, and walk you through this. I think on week 5 or 7. I don't know. Week 5 or 7, I think this particular lesson is going to happen. 7 on your spirit routine. All right. So we move to the 7th house. Pisces in the 7th house. Ooh, this is another reflection-based house. This is another. This is a house that has a natural misunderstanding with each other while Pisces in the 7th. This is my Virgo. Excuse me. This is my Virgo risings. So highly critical of themselves, but it could look like you're being critical of another person. So spirit routines for you. What it will do, step 1, is help you in the projection field. That's the most important thing. So what is a spiritual routine to help people with the projection field? That's my question.
What do you do? Like,
Okay.
crystals, I feel.
Crystals?
Yeah. Like,
Labradorite. Again, wearing labradorite could be a routine. Okay, like you could think of that, and I'm wearing it on my head. And again, 7th house is a mental house, so wearing this labradorite on my head does help me with the projections, right?
I mean, I feel like the actual routine would be like taking care of the
crystal, the
you know,
labradorite.
like sage it,
Yeah.
wash it, whatever, program it with intention.
Okay, yeah, no,
you know,
thank you. That's
like
the smart one.
journaling
Yeah,
about
yeah,
these things. So because when it's on paper,
yeah,
it's way easier to discern. Like,
and it's real now.
yeah,
Yeah, it's no longer in the mind.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so you journal about it, and it's like, oh, okay, so this is not mine. This is not mine. This is not mine. Okay, this is mine. I take it.
No, 1,000%. So she just got it. Journaling, I kind of blanked out, and now I got it. 7th house is a writing house. Okay, these are the writers, along with the 3rd house. These people write, and when you're writing down your processes, whatever it is, you are becoming very clear, mentally clear on this is just not my thought. I actually don't believe this. This is not my ideal, because 7th house is really representing our ideals that other people place upon us. And so when you understand, when you're writing, you will know your own personal ideals. You know what your perfect world looks like. You know what your perfect relationship looks like. Okay. You know what your perfect business encounter will be, because you're creating that through your writing. So journaling essentially is the spirit routine for you. That's an automatic must. Now that you say it, I'm like, yes, it's a must. Because this year I have a Virgo rising, for example, on my solar return. And writing has been like, it amped up this year in my journal. And I do find myself writing in situations where I don't feel right. Like when I feel like somebody's playing with me, and I'm like, yo, like I remember the other day, like I had a tough conversation with somebody. I had a tough conversation, and I was like, and I'm looking and I'm reading what I'm reading, and I'm like, I felt anger. I felt misplaced anger, but I couldn't understand what was going on. And I felt myself wanting to be reactionary. And I looked at that reactionary energy. The spirit routine for you is when you find yourself reactionary here, write down what's going on. Because in that exact moment, I wrote down what was happening. And when I wrote it down and I looked at it in physical paper, it no longer was a myth. It no longer was an illusion. It no longer was mist and cloudy. It was clear as day. This person is angry at themselves. They're not mad at me. I actually denied their projection. And because I did, they're having to deal with it. Now, me trying to deal with this, I would stay in a confused state because this is what my writing is showing me. If I did not write this down, I would have stayed and remained in a confused state. So this spiritual routine for you is journaling because I broke that state immediately. As soon as I wrote it, I broke the state. That's a spiritual routine for you.
Yeah, so I have your card. Here. Anchoring the light. This is the name of this.
What up, Lynn?
What up, Lynn? And here I show it to you. And the mantra is, the light is always within me. So never forget that. Or always remember it, just because we want to be positive.
Yeah. The light is always within me. That makes total sense what we said about writing, because I think I could put 1 and 2 together. So I'm gonna leave it alone. So we got the timestamp. We're moving on to Pisces in the 8th house. So if you have Pisces in the 8th house, check your chart, check your time. All right. Do remember we have the 8-week sacred reality coming up next Saturday, gang. Woo! All right. So make sure you fill out that application, and then we're taking the last week worth of people. All right. 8th house on the Pisces. What we got? What's up? What up, Spencer? Nice to see you join in. All right. 8th house, Pisces, another water house, a fixed water house. Now, this is a house of fire and ice. Okay. So when I look at a spirit routine for you, this could literally be cold showers, hot showers. Like, especially when your fears seem overwhelming. Now, you have to pick and choose which one will be more beneficial. Generally, if your body feels like it's overheating, ice cold shower, you have a nervous breakdown, you'll break it, right? I've literally seen people have tremendously, like, over the top nervous breakdowns, just get in the shower and then just cold water poured on themselves in the middle of a hysterical cry. So spirit routine for you is to write down when I'm in a hysterical moment and my emotions are being over the top aggressive, extreme, whether on the left or the right. I feel nothing. I'm completely numb. I'm ready to just jump out of this world. I don't even feel anything, or apathetic to the max, or I'm just, and you're having an overreaction, and you realize you hear that breath. These are time frames where if you write this down, what my spirit routine will be in those time frames for you. And this was more like an emergency situation. Go ahead, ice cold shower. Right now, in the opposite, if you feel like you've been depressed, you've been in bed, you haven't moved in a long time, this actually could be a hot, warm shower, because the heat will generate you. It'll get you to move, and then you can go ahead and you can go work out and exercise right away. Now, that's another thing I want to say. 8th house in this, exercise. Okay, because this is fixed emotion, right? This 8th house is a Martian energy, but it's fixed. It's stuck. It doesn't want to work out. Pisces 8th house doesn't want to move. It doesn't want to exercise. Pisces 8th house is the exact one who can sit in their stinky clothes. You're the one you can be wearing your same boxers for 5 days and be like, I don't care. And you could mean it. And that could be dangerous in its own way, because now you are how you feel, Pisces, especially in the 8th house. You are how you feel. You are how you feel. However you feel is exactly what you are. And you can change that in an instance, because that's another one of your superpowers. So when I look at spirit routine for you, I'm thinking, know your cold shower time. Know your hot shower time. Because you take a shower, hopefully, maybe every day. But whether it's cold or hot, that within itself can be a simple spirit routine. And that's what I have for you in the 8th.
I lost it, but
it's okay.
Overcoming fear is the card for Pisces in the 8th house.
8th house fear.
And the mantra is, I will transcend every loss. And this makes sense because, like, Pisces in this house could be very obsessive about just like getting lost in these emotions.
Yep.
And they're not necessarily the nice emotions.
Yeah.
Even if they do get attached to a nice emotion, it could be dangerous, because then it's like looking for that high again.
Yeah.
And being like numb because they don't actually feel it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it goes both ways.
No, 1000%. Let me see that one more time.
I will transcend every loss.
So again, when you come to transcend every loss, this is again where the hot or the cold shower, it can help. Because what does water do? It runs the loss down the body into the drain, into the sewer, right? So one of the simple magic techniques is pour things down the toilet. So another spirit routine for you, when you find you're dealing with loss and grief, get a cup of water. I'm not going to say it because I'm drinking this water. But you get a cup of water, okay? pour it up to the top when you know you're going to pour down, and say in the water, okay, all of this loss, this grief I'm going through on my heart, whether the death of a family member, the death of a lover, the death of a relationship where the person's still alive, but I want to be with them, I pour this down the drain, right? Like I remove all blocks. Go ahead and affirm that to yourself right now. I remove all blocks. I remove all blocks. I remove all blocks. Now, notice what I just said and notice how you feel. Now say it again. I remove all blocks with your hand on your heart. I remove all blocks. I remove all blocks. Do you feel the difference? So that within itself is another spirit routine for you, Pisces in the 8th house, to say, I remove all blocks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, check this and we're going to catch you on the way back.
Gang, gang, gang. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, that's probably one of the second to last time we'll show that, probably one more time at the end. This is the 8-week sacred reality. We start next Saturday. Repeat and confirm, I remove all blocks. I remove all blocks. On your hand, I remove all blocks. I remove all blocks. I remove all blocks. Okay. So, Pisces in 9th house, I really feel like you should take this one because I know you have a personal connection with this in your own way.
I mean, it is, but I feel like I'm unsure. Could you maybe start?
Yeah. Okay. Boom. So.
No, I get it. I guess that it's all about like.
I mean, it's you.
Yeah, it's like changing it. Yeah, for me, it can be.
Bad from that.
that's the reason.
but you had it. You
connected. Okay. Yeah. So. I feel that the key for this precise placement is to vary. Like you used to do something new every day. Because I used to do, as I mentioned before, like this Satanama meditation, and then I changed it for something like a meditation that has to do with all the chakras. Then there was some time when I woke up and I just wanted to stretch and do yoga, and then another day when I just wanted to wake up and journal. Sometimes like where I just laid in bed and I entered into my own Akashic Records. I spent a time there around, said hi to everybody, come back. Just listening to music in my headphones. Like the important thing here is that you're never bored, because that's for me the actual thing that has just been keeping me alive. I feel like I don't understand how some people can do the exact same thing every day. I have to change it up and understand that there's no right or wrong. That is just my own personal opinion. And I feel like Pisces being in the 9th house and the house of Sagittarius is just like, they're just striving for something different, like for traveling, for doing something different with their own minds. So even if you do meditate every morning, like change up the meditation, just do different meditations every day, and that is just gonna satisfy this. Okay, I have my spirit routine. I do it every time every day at the same time, but I do something different or slightly different, and it just changes it a lot. It helps a lot.
Yeah. Now I hear it. I hear it. Now I appreciate you. You want to pull a card on that?
Sure. You don't have any more insights or pointers?
Well, I do want to remind people, if y'all watching this on Instagram, it will cut off at an hour, and we have 2-3 more. So in case I didn't start it, I didn't start it at an hour, but I want to remind y'all, come to YouTube, type in PernellBobby, my name, and you'll be able to catch the rest of it. Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
It'll also be time stamped. It will also be time stamped. Now it's not gonna cut yet because I started like 10 minutes later.
Oh,
so we might catch it. All right, but thank y'all for hitting the thumbs up and the likes button. Thank y'all for enjoying this. All right, let us know what you want to hear.
So I have for you, feeling is a power that helps me heal. And the card, polishing my heart is called this card.
Feeling is a power that helps me heal. Polishing my heart. Yeah, so with the ninth house, the whole thing is your spiritual routine needs to be around inner peace. Anything that cultivates inner peace. The ninth house is the inner peace house. Okay, so when you look at Pisces in the ninth, what cultivates inner peace? A lot of it is going to be partially isolation, right? Every day. Every
Oh,
day.
she did come.
Hey, what up,
Hey,
girl?
Star Stuff.
Good to see you, Megan. Is it Megan?
Megan.
Megan. Okay, Megan Bailey. Why do all of these resonate with me?
Well, yeah, your moon is in Pisces. I
Moon,
feel like
moon is in Pisces.
yeah, and it changes every day. Like the moon.
So,
yeah.
so the moon in Pisces, for example, the moon is the people. The moon is the people. The moon is everybody. So the moon can connect to everybody. And when you have a sign like Pisces, which has every zodiac in it, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, all the way up to Pisces, all the zodiacs exist within Pisces. So when I see that comment, that's the first thing I think of why it resonates. And the second thing about this is we have our first natal chart. Yes. But you have thousands of natal charts and it's complex, but they're all a part of you. In human design, you have 2 separate charts. And a solar return this year only, 2024, you have a different chart once your birthday starts.
The progressed chart.
The progressed chart from your birth until everywhere it progressed until then, right? There's so many charts. Your Vedic chart, you have like 25 charts. That's all with all different facets of the same one chart. So that's why I find we resonate. And it matters more about where the planets are and what it's activating. Because not all of them are going to be activated at the same time. But you might have felt this way 2 months ago, but 3 months from now, you'll feel more like Leo in it. You know what I mean? Like, so that said, thank you for hitting the thumbs up and the likes button. Thank you for being here. If you drop on Instagram, just know, type in PernellBobby and you'll catch the rest on YouTube. Okay. And then we'll have timestamps so you can look at your own house and zodiac. So now let me go to the 10th house.
Yeah, comments.
Thank you. All right, Pisces 10th house. Another one you should have personal space.
Yeah, I'm like 9, 10.
Yeah. So if you want to share it, you can, but otherwise I will.
So you
Okay.
start up. I'll
Pisces in the 10th house. Spiritual routine for you. Okay. On this Sun conjunct Neptune transit happening March 17th. Okay. Pisces in the 10th house. What is your spiritual routine? To be honest, it feels like spending time cultivating your image. So having time set to the side where as a Pisces, you can get lost. You can just be sifting left and right with your career, with your image, with how, with self-respect, right? So 10th house is the house of self-respect.
Do a card for 9?
No, we did. It was the heart.
It was, yeah, it is this one. Is the power, feeling is a power that helps me heal.
Say it again.
Feeling is a power that helps me heal.
What's the front?
And the front says polishing my heart.
Okay.
Yeah, this was one.
So that was for the 9th house for those who accent. Okay, I'm gonna finish 10th house. So 10th house, this is about taking time intentionally. Your spirit routine is literally about shaping and structuring how can you respect yourself so that, especially in public, right? But the key is anything that helps you come to terms. I'm actually getting Akashic record reading, even though that's not a spiritual routine, but it's about coming to terms with your karmas on why do you respect yourself in public or why do you not respect yourself in public? Because 10th house is a lot about self-respect and your image that you give to the world as a part of it. So when I look at a spiritual routine, this is an earth house, 10th house. This spiritual routine can literally be about accessorizing yourself, making sure that you put on jewelry before you go outside, making sure that you get your hair done, or at bare minimum, make it presentable. Right? So when I think 10th house, it's like when I know my hair is not like today I did a haircut, I can wear nothing.
Oh, she's on the right side.
But when the right side. She did the design. She's like, make sure you show them the design. She did the design today. So when I know my hair, for example, is raggedy, I'm putting a scarf on my head. So I gave you a little trick. Whenever you see a scarf on my head, and not every time, you know that underneath, I'm looking real raggedy. You know that underneath, I'm looking like a wolf, okay? When I'm wearing a cap and you can't see I'm looking like a wolf. Now, this is 10th house. This is really about respecting yourself. And you're welcome, New Start. Hey, New Start, Spring Equinox, gang. Nice. You know that you're not respecting yourself. So the spiritual routine for you is actually making sure you look presentable before you leave your house. When you have 10th house Pisces, you must look presentable and you must look like your dream. So if you have a dream of being Celine Dion, you got to look like Celine Dion. You feel me? Now, hopefully this dream is about yourself because this 10th house is about self-respect. So if I have a dream of being a billionaire, even if I only have pennies, I need to do the best I can to walk outside and make sure I feel like a billionaire and look sure I present myself to other people as a billionaire. So if you're having a lazy day, that's fine. Stay in the house.
Yeah.
No, really, like if you're having lazy, stay in the house. But if you're not and you're gonna go outside, make sure you go outside and you're representable. Make sure you go outside and you feel like if I met the president today, they'll give me a job. Make sure you go outside and if I met my dream job today, career, that they will hire me.
Right.
If you want to be a singer, make sure you go outside and you look like America's Next Top Model. And there's next top singer, whatever they call it. Right? This is what it's all about for you when you look at spiritual routine. You cannot leave the house without looking like your dream self. And that will, within itself, attract that career, that vocation, where you find something meaningful. All right? Again, on IG, if you lose this, type in PernellBobby, come to YouTube, and then we'll get busy. What you got for us?
Yeah, like that was right on point.
Ooh, did I hear a little ooh?
Yeah, no, because that's right. Like when I take the time to just stay with myself in the mirror a little bit longer and just like do my hair instead of just like a ponytail and like I braid it or do something. I feel like for me, especially with my hair, I do a perfume. Like these things make me feel so good. They make me feel like I'm put together. And he's right. Like the days when I use my clothes to stay at home, like my lazy clothes, versus the days that I use my clothes with intention, like, okay, so today's Friday, so I'm gonna wear white, which is my nicest white shirt. Like I do feel different, and it improves my day. I've been doing it a lot this week. Like I feel like, thank you. Yeah, like especially this week, I've been like, okay, because I did just go shopping on Sunday, so I've been really happy. Like, yeah, this is finally how I want it to be. I have things in my closet that I've been wearing since I was in middle school. How it all fits still is just beyond me. It just feels raggedy. And now having these new clothes, it just is helping you. Like, okay, yeah, it's a new me. It's a new stage of my life. This is way closer to the version of myself that I have on my dreams. So yeah.
I want you to clap for yourself. I want you to, don't be afraid. No matter where you are, I want you to clap for yourself. Go ahead.
Okay.
Clap for yourself. Yeah, wherever you are, just show that self-love for yourself. Show that respect. Just clap for yourself. Yeah. Good energy.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be grateful. You're alive. Yes, you have a reason to smile right now. Okay, here we go.
And
yes,
the
give
card.
him a card.
Yeah,
yes.
the card.
And thank you, New Start, for the card.
Oh, I love this. The card is receiving elation, and the affirmation is, I am born of infinite joy. That is perfect.
Right on the clap. Right on the clap.
Yeah.
Tell me our channels don't be open. Huh? Join the Sacred Innovators Reality. We're going to help y'all with a personal, individualized plan for yourself, because we're going to have you in your own natal chart, okay?
Yeah, you go feel like infinite joy when you walk out your house.
Gang. Thank you for this smile, for this love. Okay, we have two more. We got the 11th house on this Sun conjunct Neptune energy on spiritual routines. Thank you for the timestamp. Okay, Pisces in the 11th. All right, this is a tricky one, because Pisces can absorb any and everything, and the 11th house is everything. It's everybody. It's the largest of organizations, and it's many different organizations. It's many different and multiple income streams, right? Great energy. I love it. I love you too. I love you too, Tawanda. I see you in the chat, girl.
Yeah, that's
all right.
Cool.
So 11th house is about multiple income streams. So for you, because it's also an air house, wealth affirmations. This is one of the best things I'm thinking. Wealth affirmations. I make money in my sleep effortlessly. I wake up to abundance every day. I feel more than worthy for passive income to take care of all my basic finances and some, right? Wealth affirmations for you are going to be tremendous, okay? Affirmations that help you connect with a tribe and a people that's unique to you is going to be magical, right? My tribe is magic itself. The people I connect with respect the unique version of who I am as well as who I'm becoming. The people I surround myself with are winners. This is all 11th house. So anything when you have groups and people as well as making multiple income streams, wealth affirmations is really the best I got for you. Okay. I remove all blocks, making me limitless. Right? Because the 11th house is the highest that you can get. This is where all of the real wealth is at. You want to find real wealth, it's not the second house. Real wealth is in the 11th house, it's in your friendships. It's in your friendships. It's in the connections that feel special to you. All right. So really, that's the best spiritual routine that I actually have for you. So that to create wealth, but from a spiritual practice, not by overworking yourself, not by thinking, okay, if I work 65 hours this week, I'm gonna get more money. No, it's about applying a spirit routine, a spirit practice, a spiritual manifestation, and then obtaining a material asset from that. All right.
So for you, I have transforming tragedy. So loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. So wow, it's so cool.
Thank you, Caitlin. I see you, girl. Come to the next retreat. We're doing an intimacy retreat, 2024, baby girl. Austin, Texas, not that far from Mexico. We here in Mexico. We're doing this next retreat. Intimacy retreat 2024. For everybody listening, this early announcement. We out here, baby. All right, let's do it. So thank you for that. I didn't mean to cut the card of the 11th house. Let me see that 11th house.
Oh yeah.
I didn't mean to do that. I just got so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, here we go. Loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received.
Yeah, he's right.
Yes. Transforming tragedy. Yes. Loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. Okay, I want y'all to say this one more time. Put your hand on your heart. Look at the top and say, I remove all blocks from my heart. 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 I remove. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And so that actually just reminds that actually just reminded me that like when you're doing affirmations, so when I do my affirmations every morning, I actually dance. I just added that because I realized I did some research and I realized, oh, thank you, Caitlin. I see you, girl. That's very kind. I really do appreciate you. Shout out to Caitlin.
Oh, 555. Nice number.
555. Gang. Big change. Spring equinox is here. Okay. So when I do my affirmations in the morning, I've learned and realized we're still on the 11th house. Let me just type that. Blah, 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 11th house. I realized that I did a research study, or I read a research study, and children retain things while playing. And like, what was it? 5? They do things 5 times?
Yeah.
4 to 5 times?
Yeah, it was crazy.
And they retain it. And the same thing takes an adult like.
It was 20 or 30 times?
No, it was hundreds. It was hundreds.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It was hundreds.
It was hundreds.
It was like 300-400 times for an adult to do this affirmation and have it stick versus a kid who do it 4 to 5 times. But the major reason why is what we just did. I remove all blocks in my heart. I remove all blocks in my heart. It's about dancing and it's about playing. So anytime you play, anytime you dance, anytime you groove, anytime you move, boom, you're going to win in a way where that affirmation is going to manifest because of the joy and the excitement that went along with it. And that's why children are so magical. All right. Last one, we have Pisces in the 12th house. What up? How you doing? Thank you again, Caitlin.
Oh, no.
All right. New start. Please read card for the 10th house. Did we read the 10th house?
Yeah.
Let me just catch you.
Yeah, the 10th house is the one that I am born of infinite joy.
I am born of infinite joy.
Yeah, and the 11th house
and receiving elation. And that's when we had to clap. We were clapping for ourselves. We got so much energy. It's like, what's happening? What's going on? Okay, here we go. I have Sagittarius 11th house with Jupiter. Midheaven falls in my 11th. Oh my God, y'all hilarious, dancing and singing. Dang. And then I have been feeling very confused about my career in the 10th. And Scorpio and Venus, Pluto. Yeah, that's hard for me to answer right now as for this question. But the best I can say, so I can finish this Pisces 12th house, you can obviously always book a reading, or you can come check us for this 8-week online course that we're doing starting next Saturday. And that question can easily be answered as a part of that. So timestamp, we got Pisces in the 12th.
Yeah.
Okay, 1:15:40. So 1:15:40, bang, we got Pisces 12th house. Okay, Pisces, you are in your own house. So when it comes to spiritual routines, go live in a mountain and just forget everybody, forget all technology, everything you own in the material world, let it go. I'm joking, but I'm actually being like very serious at the same time.
I'm
Like,
joking, but I'm
I'm
not
joking,
joking.
but I'm not joking. Like Pisces in the 12th house, like this is a very mystical house, and it's a very isolated house, very lonely house. So for you, kind of close to what I said to the 4th house of Cancer, you have to spend a tremendous amount of time alone, more than usual, more than reasonable, more than you might think is necessary, more than anybody in the world or society would think is necessary. So when I look at spiritual routine for you, in my personal opinion, you need more. If you live in the physical world, if you actually have a job and you have to go do things around people and stuff like that, you need to do multiple sets of alone time. You got to do it right before when you wake up, personal opinion, early as possible. This might also be very late at night. I see Pisces how you easily could be the one that's like 3 a.m, right? What time? Pisces is from the hours of 4 to 6 a.m. So instead, go to bed really early and wake up at 4 a.m. 4 to 6 a.m. is your time. So when I look at Pisces 12th house, 4 to 6 a.m. 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Set an alarm for 3:55. Wake up. And during that 2-hour time slot, have all of your spiritual practice active. This is the kind of energy where you may need to learn how to do your own Akashic Records, learn how to do your own past life healings, and you're living in that space with alternate dimensions and realities, and you're spending a lot of time there on purpose, especially if you have to live in this physical world, so that you can basically survive in the physical material world, whether it's a physical job. And that 4 to 6, you will have your highest, most potent time of sensitivity, all right, to live and flourish and discover whatever. That's my personal recommendation. If I had this Pisces in the 12th house.
Yeah. So
We're not pulling cards for people. Considering you did a donation, we'll pull a card for you after this last 12th house. Anybody else that wants to donate, we'll pull a personal card for you as well.
So yeah, this one's very fitting for Pisces in the 12th house. The card is welcoming surrender.
What up?
I cannot see you.
No, it's okay.
Oh,
I can see it.
okay. I saw. So the affirmation is there is no problem, only destiny being revealed.
There is no problem, only destiny being revealed. And what's the front?
Welcoming surrender.
I mean, 12th house, like,
yeah.
you don't get no. You
12th
like
house,
you
12th
on
house.
point. You on point, yo. You, yeah, you pulled every single card exactly to what we were talking about.
I mean, I'm not fighting.
Yeah. All right. That said, Caitlin, like we said, ask your question. And this is just like a moment of gratitude for your donation. We really do appreciate it. Thanks. I didn't hear it being engulfed in joy. Yeah, I feel you, girl. If you're a girl, I'm sorry. I don't know that. I don't want to. Okay. If you want, Caitlin, we can answer this question right here. Otherwise, and we could go ahead and answer this question and pull a card for you. Otherwise, say something. My question is about the career advice. Okay, yeah, boom, feeling lost. All right, so I've been feeling confused about career. My 10th house is Scorpio with Venus. Okay, Venus and Scorpio in 10th house. Okay, we got something. Pluto and the North Node. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so my first thought is not this Sunday. I think 2 Sundays from now in our membership, we're doing a North Node in Scorpio. I'm just going to throw that out there. We're doing a North Node in Scorpio 2 Sundays from now. So that's going to be like to be honest, it's like getting a free reading. Even if you join the membership for 1 month and just decide to exit, it's basically $33 for that month, and you'll basically get a whole 4 reading. I'm just gonna tell you because how I've been doing the North Nodes. Like they've been very, very in depth. It's about a 2-hour session, and you'll get I don't know because I didn't form that class yet, but whatever the qigong and the physical practices, you're gonna get all that stuff worked out. So that's step 1. I feel like I just need to say that to you. Now step 2. You want to pull a card, leading this?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
You already did it?
No, I'm feeling it.
Are you okay? Bang, she's feeling it. Okay, so 10th house Scorpio. What up,
Hey,
J-Lo?
J-Lo.
Good to see you. You see how much we love you, J-Lo? I did share the document you sent with Aileen as well, by the way. Okay, so career and intent. Scorpio. The first thing I'm thinking is we just went through that self-noting Scorpio where you're kind of probably still coming off some things from those last eclipses. And at this point now, it's probably pressure point. But I don't know where and why that pressure point's coming out. What we got?
So the card is called Celebrating Simplicity. And the affirmation is, I am more fulfilled when there is less to manage and maintain. And I feel that with this Scorpio, it is very easy to obsess about everything and wanting to have the control. Like I need to control everything that everybody does. So I feel like at least what I'm feeling from this card pool is just like, you need to let go. Like whatever the simplest answer for you is, that's where you need to be right now. Like instead of trying to do more, try to do less.
Yeah. And as I see this, oh wait, heading over there now. Okay, gang, I see you. Hello, okay, bang, I see you, J-Lo. All right, so what she just said is right on point. So first off, 10th house is celebration. 10th house is when you go to celebrate. All right. After the 10th house, the 11th house is when the real gains come. So hear what I just said. You don't really get all your gains in the 10th house. But what allows the 11th house to give you the gains is how hard you celebrate, how frequent you celebrate, how methodically you celebrate. So, Kayla, what I'm getting for you, step 1, get a gratitude journal, but more specifically, get a journal that is like this size, something small, and then write a dot, a period, a bullet point, and then today I'm grateful in my career that I actually am making some money. Even if it's not the money that I want to make, I'm making some money. I'm grateful that I was able to get advice on a live stream today with these 2 people, Aileen and Pernell. I'm grateful that I have a chat community with people that I enjoy. Boom. I'm grateful that I can celebrate simplicity. Okay, boom. I'm grateful that I am more fulfilled when there's less to manage and maintain. Now, why that's important with the 10th house Scorpio? Scorpio is a very emergency-driven sign and energy, and it wants to kill things. It is driven to kill. It is a killer. It wants to kill. So in the 10th house in Venus, it wants to kill anything inauthentic. Flat the hell out. If you're working a job that you don't love, come join our 8-week Sacred Reality because we're doing it for entrepreneurs. Flat out. People who are in entrepreneur space, especially in the spiritual community, who want to go ahead and go full time. That's literally what we're doing, right? So if you're working a job where maybe you got your bills paid, but you're really miserable, it ain't gonna work. That's what this card is flat out telling me. And it's saying if you can take the moment to celebrate the simplicity, you'll realize that 10th house is also about efficiency. So how can I be the most efficient with this death? That's also what it's saying. And the fact that it's in Venus, how can I value it? Now, what makes it complicated is the fact that it's your North Node, which means that you have the least amount of skills equipped. Theoretically speaking, you were reborn with the least amount of skills equipped. So Venus is already in its fall, so it doesn't like being there. So there's already like and then it's conjunct the North Node, where you don't have the skills. You have to learn them. You have to try them, and you have to basically address your fears about walking towards the real career. Because Rahu, also considered the North Node, is about trusting in what can't be seen. Trusting in the literal smoke, meaning you're going to get the intuitive ooh one time.
Oh, that's hard.
You're going to get it once. And then everything else after that is going to be a lie. No, stay in this job. No, go apply for this job. No, you got one time. So ask yourself, what did I get that one time? The first time. All right. And also understand that Scorpio is a very emergency driven sign. So it's always in fear, meaning it's always afraid of what it's going to lose. Meaning in your 10th house, You're afraid of what parts of your career you're losing, or what parts of your identity and the image you've shown the world, or have been shaped to show the world, are just inauthentic to yourself. And all that stuff is going to crash. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully that helps you out with your career. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. You just love. I appreciate you. You the dope. You dope. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have. Funny, I came in when my Earth sits on HD. Oh, what up? I did not get an alert only for Aileen on IG. I know IG, YouTube. I know they've been playing with me. They have been. I've been noticing some things, some teams. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna say nothing else. But I do appreciate.
I'm sorry. I'm cleansing you.
I'm doing it because you're shaking salt in the water.
I mean, it's salt.
Yeah, whatever.
Cleansing.
I guess it's meant for us. You got salt everywhere. We have a literal salt shaker. This thing shakes salt. I done broke it through different ceremonies and
I just haven't been
so
able
many
to.
times.
Yeah, I haven't been able to let it go. Like every time that it breaks, I'm like, no, I'll fix it. I fix it. Give me that.
Yo, it's funny. Like you see, the other side's not even there anymore. But I don't exercise a lot of demons with this little bad girl. Okay, this little bad girl, she's a trooper. She be got cast you away. Okay. You have anything you want to say?
Oh, thank you so much for listening to us. Go back in the timestamps. It's gonna be right there for you to look for your actual Pisces. And even if you go through all of these charts, like your rising sign this year, like when you go to solar return and are curious of what are the routines specifically for this year, you can just go back and check it out. And also, you're still very, very welcome to come to the Sacred Innovators reality that we're starting next week. You're still
Next
very,
Saturday.
very on time to catch it.
Next Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. All right, it's gonna be there. We're gonna show you that impromptu boom. All right, ladies and gents. Caitlin, I'm just feeling this message for you. I don't know what it is, but I was told to tell you, you have to understand and feel it for yourself. Okay. Whether it's this 8-week reality, if you feel it, apply. Or if it's the membership, like I said, about 2 to 3 weeks, we're doing this specifically the North Node in Scorpio. Join. If it's for you, it's this. If it's not, it's not. Otherwise, ladies and gents, if you're looking for an Akashic record reading on an individual level or past life healing, or to do singing magic somehow, some way,
Aileen, Mexican Bruja. I'm going to leave my link right there too.
boom. And it's also at the top of the description. So we'll see you soon. First thing first, we're doing this next Saturday. Otherwise, there's the Cosmic Kidney Yoga that's going on. And what I'm saying is there are plenty of things for you. Plenty of things. Like one of these things, whoever you are listening, it exists. It's out there. Just check the links in our bio. We'll see you soon. What we got? Great 4-time expertise, energy, information, and presentation. And seeing you live on IG.
Awesome. Thank you.
We do love you. We do appreciate that. New start, spring equinox.